Chestnut Mountain, North Georgia. Rising quietly within the Blue Ridge foothills of Lumpkin County, Georgia, Chestnut Mountain is known locally not just for its old-growth woods and eerie fog banks, but for what's not found on most maps. The mountain has no formal trail system. Game wardens have frequently reported oddities, animals migrating around it, compass interference, and even backwoods hermits reporting strange calls that don't match any regional species. From the late 1800s through the early 2000s, sightings of a bipedal wolf-like creature have been reported in the surrounding woods and hollers. Locals came to call it simply the WOLFMAN. Earliest account, 1889, the Bloody Dog of Calhoun Homestead. The first recorded reference comes from a family diary kept by Isaac Calhoun, a farmer and Civil War veteran living in the area with his wife and 3 children. The entry, dated October 16, 1889, reads, "We heard the hound cry out at the pen. When I opened the door, there stood something taller than me, dog-faced, but upright like a man, with black fur and shoulders like a mule. It looked me in the eye, then leapt the fence and was gone. Found the hogs dead, necks broke. No meat taken." Other journals from the area around that time mention the dog-faced man or the devil upright. Livestock mutilations were blamed on wolves, yet hunters could never track a single paw print. 1932 to 1961. The mining era reports. During the brief mining resurgence on the edge of Chestnut Mountain in the 1930s, multiple workers at a tin operation reported missing tools, torn tents, and howling that came from the ridgeline at night. A miner named Charlie Bledsoe disappeared in November 1934. His blood-covered pickaxe was found near a crushed deer carcass. 2 years later, a local coroner wrote in a personal letter, "That wound wasn't done by no bear. It had teeth marks like a dog, but too wide a bite. That man was shaken like a rabbit." All references to wolfmen from this era are oral, passed between families who lived nearest to the mountain. Children were warned, if you hear 2 whistles from the woods, don't whistle back. Physical descriptions, compiled 1889 to 2021. While eyewitness details vary, consistent traits include height, 7 to 8 feet when upright, build, broad-shouldered, deep chest, narrow hips, fur, black or dark gray, coarse, sometimes patchy near joints, head, elongated snout, canine teeth visible even with jaws closed, eyes, yellow or amber, sometimes reported as reflective limbs, forearms unusually long, tipped with human-like hands but ending in claws, gait, walks bipedally with hunched posture, drops to all fours when running, extremely fast. Sound, described as a mix between a deep dog growl, a man gurgling, and 2 sharp whistles. Scent, musky, like wet fur and moldy leaves. Some modern reports also claim facial expression, such as squinting or snarling in reaction to human presence, implying higher intelligence or predatory awareness. High strangeness and modern incidents. 1977, Chestnut Ridge hiker attack. A college student from Gainesville claimed to have been chased downhill by a creature on 2 legs that barked behind it like a dog. He suffered a torn Achilles tendon and insisted the thing clawed at his bag like it knew what was inside. No media coverage followed. Local authorities filed it as an animal-related hiking injury. 1993. Ranger incident, unpublished report. A retired forest ranger, name withheld, later admitted in a podcast interview that he'd encountered a large upright canine figure in February of 1993 while investigating illegal camps. His flashlight beam caught the animal crouched over a dead boar. When it stood, it towered over him. It wasn't afraid. It studied me like it could smell what I'd eaten that morning. Never blinked. The ranger didn't fire his weapon. The creature eventually walked off silently. He never returned to Chestnut Mountain again. C. 2017. Trail camera capture A. Now deleted forum post from a hunter showed 3 images from a trail cam set for coyotes. The second frame showed a hunched figure with canine features on 2 legs, standing just behind a tree. The third image had a black silhouette far too tall and narrow to be any known wildlife. The image metadata was verified as untouched. The post was removed within 48 hours. No one reached the original poster again. Theories and biological speculation. 1 evolutionary throwback. Relict hominid-canid hybrid theory. Some cryptozoologists suggest the wolfman could be a descendant of ancient predatory hominids, or a mutated offshoot of dire wolf canis, dirus bloodlines crossed with upright primate behavior. This would explain territorial behavior, upright locomotion, the presence of facial recognition and intimidation postures. No fossil evidence exists of such a hybrid, but Appalachia's isolation could shelter unknown species for generations. 2. Government experiment/genetic anomaly. Given the proximity to old Cold War-era installations, some theorize the creature is the result of abandoned genetic testing, possibly for enhanced military dogs or behavior-modified predators. No FOIA requests have turned up any solid evidence, but some redacted documents from Fort McPherson reference quadruped 97 testing failure and field dispersal termination authorized. 3. Folklore echoes, skinwalker connection. Some Cherokee and Creek elders speak of man-beasts tied to the region long before settlers arrived. Legends refer to a creature called Kanuna Ayeli, meaning dog that hunts men. These older accounts suggest the wolfman may not be biological at all, but spiritual, cursed, or something from another fold of reality. However, those stories blur into myth. Current status: an animal or something older. As of 2024, sightings have declined. However, several hikers in 2022 reported unusual bipedal tracks, distant whistles, and a sickening fear before something unseen approached at dusk. Hunters in Lumpkin County still refuse to enter certain hollows after nightfall. Some old-timers leave animal bones hung in trees as offerings. When asked why, one replied, "It doesn't like to kill unless it's provoked, unless it's hungry."